it's not, I won't say we beefing, but it's not.
Do you feel like taking it to the internet, or do you feel like things that happen behind the scenes have went too far that it'll never be the same motherfucker the old days?
I feel like once we go to the internet, that's kind of like I'm the type of person, like, if we feel some type of way, we can hash this shit out behind closed doors. You could call my phone, we could text each other, we could cuss each other out. But like once it goes to the internet, I feel like you're trying to get people to pick a side.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Conversation with Jazz, and we're back with another video. Why I said it was going to be a heavy upload and was gone for another week. I'm sorry, y'all, but I am a mother, a busy mother, a working hard woman with a man, so I'll be busy, child. But today I wanted to quickly talk about Caresha, please. She just dropped her season 2 first episode. It's basically about the Diddy allegations, her being on mute, the funniness with JT, the fallout. Everybody wanted to talk about it. Y'all can go check out the interview on her page. I'm going to drop the link below. I wanted to talk about this interview because, first of all, and I'm just being 100% honest, I felt like they practiced this interview maybe 100 times. And I'm not trying to be funny, y'all. I swear I'm not trying to take away from anyone's pain or, like sorrow or sadness. I'm not trying to do that at all. But I honestly feel like that interview was like, I feel like they sat in the room all week and just practiced that video over and over and over. Like, okay, the crying part. Okay, the JT part. Okay, the Diddy part. Like, okay, I'm gonna say this when I ask you this. I feel like that's what that interview gave. Like, and with Young Miami, of course, I don't know her from the outside looking in, though. It just gives very disingenuous. She just gives somebody that'll be your bestie one day, and then y'all have a little fallout, and then she moving weird by next week.
The people that I thought that would be in my corner, or that are like, when I was going through this shit, nobody called me. Nobody called me to see how I was doing. Like, people was really like, you thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to drop this right here because I definitely do remember when they were going back and forth. JT mentioned that she did call her, but yet, are you insinuating that she didn't? And I know the Diddy drama is way more, like, messier, but I wanted to talk about the JT part because I feel like with the City Girls, they came with a new era. You guys, we already know they gave us new slang. They gave us new lingo. Like, they just brought us a whole new vibe. Of course, Young Miami held it down for the group when JT was in jail. But I still feel like at that time, Young Miami was more humbled. And I feel like she was more of a genuine friend. Let's remember, you guys, money doesn't change you. It just shows your true colors. It brings out who you really are. When you really get into money and really touching on money consistently, and your life is changing and you're living differently, it's going to show who you really are, and your true characteristics are going to show. With Miami, I honestly feel like she got big-headed when she was laying up under Diddy. She thought that she was better. She was laying up with the big fish, and she thought that she did her big one, which she did, and as she should. But I also feel like you turned your back on somebody who's been with you from the beginning, who's been your friend since the beginning. And it just really goes to show you that people cannot be trusted. No matter how much you think someone is your friend, no matter how many years you've known someone, people are always going to eventually show their true colors. And I honestly feel like Young Miami put her foot in her mouth too early. That's why she was so quick to give up on the City Girls, because she thought that what she said, she was put up. And she was like, oh, I don't want to rap. I don't have to rap, and I honestly feel like she just gave up on the City Girls because she felt like, oh, I don't need this. I got my man, I got Diddy, I got Caresha, please, I got this, I got that. But really, whole time she was wrapped up in the next man's money. And Diddy was also wrapped up in the next man's money too, because, child, that's a lot of tea. He had a lot of people basically giving him allowances and loans. And anywho, it's a beautiful thing to know that Caresha has her podcast back on Revoke TV or YouTube or whatever. But I honestly feel like she's not a girl's girl. I honestly feel like, I don't know if you guys watch the Armand Wiggins show. Shout out to him. Love him down. He's also given us story times about Young Miami. And why would anyone lie about an experience or interaction that they had with another person who's simply not that nice? And I feel like she gave us this interview to kind of get like a pity party to make people feel bad for her. Once again, this is just my opinion. I'm not trying to take away from her feelings or how she felt or, her feelings ultimately. I'm not taking away her emotions at all. But I feel like she was just trying to come up with excuses as to why she wasn't being a good friend when really deep inside it was given a little envious. It was given a little jelly because you thought that she was going to flop. You thought that her and Lil Uzi was nothing compared to you and Diddy. You didn't want to work with her anymore. The motivation for the group was gone. And once she started messing with Nicki and it was more so Nicki for JT, you really started to feel some type of way. You started moving funny, working with people that did not, I wouldn't say they didn't like JT, but I would just say you were working with people that was a little iffy. You see what I'm saying? And then people can say, oh, that's childish for her not to work with certain people because JT might not like them or JT may have a certain way. But I just feel like at the end of the day, make your money, do your job. But at the end of the day, being a genuine friend should be up there as well. Of course, I'm not going to stop any of my friends from making a bag or, feeding their children or paying their bills. But I feel like there's it's all about what you do, how you do it, how you're moving. And, I just feel like Young Miami, she just really gives off very nice, nasty, very smiley your face, text behind your back, that type of vibe. And I feel like this interview with her and Santana, though it was a great interview, Santana did really good. I honestly feel like the interview was like scripted. I feel like they practiced it over and over and over. I feel like Young Miami practiced the crying part over and over and over. Like, was it me or like was it like they jumped into like the crying too fast? I'm not trying to be mean or at all. Like, I'm not trying to be mean, you guys, but is it me or was it like they was like, okay, we're gonna do the crying first and then we're gonna do this and that after? Like, I don't know. It just didn't feel genuine. Now, I'm not going to lie. They answered all of the questions that we all wanted to know. I will give them that. The interview itself was a good interview, but I just feel like the interview it wasn't genuine. And I feel like the only part that was truly, truly genuine was when she was venting about the fallout with JT, because with Diddy, I felt like she held back. I felt like there's a lot to that situation that we would never know because she was involved in things that she doesn't want the public to know about. And then I also feel like with her personal life, I feel like she will only give us a little piece of it, Like, she'll give us a tear here and there, but I feel like she would never really let us know what's going on. I mean, and I feel like that's with anyone, but if you're going to play on that sympathy, sad story, I feel like, girl, like, tell it all. Like, if you're going to give us an interview, at least make it an hour, 30 minutes. I mean, I get it. It was a podcast, but 30 minutes, I feel like it was just really rushed. It didn't feel genuine. Even with her crying, I didn't feel like, oh, like, I didn't feel that way. And, like, I don't know if that's, like code or something like that, because I'm not that type of person. Like, trust me, I cry off of Disney movies. So I'm watching the interview, and it wasn't giving it for me. Like, I don't know. I feel like it's the best for them that they went their separate ways. I feel like it's best for them to stay and remain separate. And I feel like, honestly, good for JT to separate herself from someone who wasn't reciprocating the same type of energy, especially when we came into the game. Together we came into the game, like, basically from nothing. Not saying that they were poor or anything like that, but, they worked their way to the top. And yes, Young Miami did hold it down when JT went to jail. But it seemed like once JT came back and they actually started to make a little climb once they got like a little close to the top, like they weren't even at the top yet. Once they got like a little close to the top, it was like that's when their downfall began to happen. And once Miami got with Diddy, I felt like she felt like I'm that girl. I don't need the city girls. Like, I'm put up, like she said. So shout out to JT. Good luck to Young Miami and all her new endeavors that are on the way. I see that she changed up her logos and colors and stuff like that because she had to separate herself from Diddy. Maybe she's trying to separate her funds too, child. Hey, I don't have any problem with that, girl. Get to the bag. But it's like, please don't try to play in our face like you was not being shady and being funny and not being a girl's girl, not being a real friend to JT. Like, don't do that. And you thought that she was going to flop. Like, let's just be real. It's like, and that's exactly why JT said, mother, the old days, it'll never be the same. I don't know if I said it right, but y'all know what I'm talking about, okay? So, I'll see y'all with another video. I just wanted to come in and talk about this. How do y'all feel? Like, what y'all feel about the interview? Let me know. Talk to y'all later.